All right, so the first thing that we need to do in order to install this custom theme is we actually need to get WordPress installed. So let's go ahead and we're going to download it. So if you go to wordpress.org/download, we'll get the newest version of WordPress. And what you'll need to do is you'll need to click this download WordPress button, and it might say 4.8.3 right now, or it might be a different version later. What I've done is I downloaded the tar.gz file, which is a smaller version, so it just downloads a little bit faster. And then I did is I put it on my desktop, okay? And here's the thing, you can do this if you want on your own computer. However, I am going to recommend that for the purposes of this course, that you do not necessarily do this on your own development server. And the reason is because this assignment is going to take a long enough time as it is, and it is really complicated to migrate from your local computer up to the server. And if you're trying to turn everything at the last minute, you might have some serious problems migrating your database and your files and in a way that everything looks the way you had expected it to look and without breaking stuff. So as a result, I'm going to recommend that you do things the way that I'm showing you. If you choose to do your own development version, that's fine. I would also follow along and do sort of the same stuff on the server. If that's too much work for you and you still really are committed to doing it on your development computer, your own personal computer, go for it, but just make sure that you finish this with plenty of time so that you can get my help in migrating if you have a problem. I do have a tutorial that shows you how to migrate, but it doesn't mean you're not going to run into trouble. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and double click this to extract it. If you're on Windows, you might have to right click and choose to extract all. But make sure that if you're in Windows, you don't just double click and try to work with the file the way it is. You need to make sure you're extracting it on Windows. Okay, and what it did was it created this folder here called WordPress. Now what I'm going to choose to do, all right, just to keep it really simple, is I'm going to name this whatever it is that I'm going to be making. You can leave it as WordPress if you want. You can call it Final Project or Final or whatever. You can also call it the name of the installation. So in this example, for instance, I'm gonna just call it CE for Canon Electric. All right. I could call it Canon Electric if I wanted. That's fine. If however you want to do this, I'm going to call mine CE for Canon Electric because that's going to be the example that we're going to do, at least I'm going to do in this demonstration. So now the next thing that I need to do, I'm going to just open this WordPress installation, by the way, and we're going to take a look at it. And if you remember from our last assignment, WP content is where the themes go. And so if you open that up and you look inside of themes, you'll see that it comes with some predefined themes. You might see a new one if you're watching this at a much later date. There might be 2017, or excuse me, 2018. But right now, what is already coming with it is 2015, 2017, and 2016. Now, what I need to do is I need to get the custom theme that we're going to start with in here. We have a basic starter theme. It's called Underscores. And if you were to look at the book, it tells you that you can go to Underscores and download it there directly. But the developer who wrote the book that we're using for the class, he has it so that you can download it straight from his GitHub directory. And I'm going to recommend that you do that because there are some customized things that he had already done that you would have to do, and I don't want you to have to do those things. I want you to be able to follow along as easily as possible because it's already challenging enough as it is, the stuff that you're going to learn. All right, and so when you go to it, this address is in the book, but right now you can look at it. It's github.com/DEJANMARKOVIC/topcat_start. Okay, all right, and so what I'll do here is I'm going to click where it says clone or download. I'm going to go ahead and download the zip version, and I'm going to put it on my desktop also. and it's called, you can see, TopCat Start Master, so I'll go ahead and download that. All right, and then the next thing that I can do, I'm going to scoot that over. That's my Canon Electric WordPress theme, not theme, but my WordPress installation that I haven't installed yet. And then you'll see over here I've got the TopCat Start Master. I'm going to double click that, and you see what it does is it decompresses it. And one of the things that he tells you to do in the book is he tells you to make sure that you change the name of the directory that it's going to live in. And so you want to make sure that you change this to just TopCat if you're going to leave it that way. All right, so that's kind of an important step. And then what you can do is go ahead and drag that into the themes, and then now you've got that theme there. And if you want, all right, this is another option if you really want to make your WordPress more succinct so that it doesn't take as long to upload this. You can get rid of some of these extra themes if you want. I would leave one. And the reason that I like to leave at least one theme is so that I can go back and forth if something goes wrong with my TopCat theme. Then I can always just switch themes over and I can check it. Like if I had some kind of problem where I created an error and it seems to have broken WordPress, if I am able to just switch the theme, sometimes that'll allow me to get out of that error and see that, you know, WordPress isn't screwed up, it's just maybe my theme. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave the 2017 theme, and if you want, you can, you know, you can delete these other ones and just get rid of them, or you could just, you know, move them somewhere else, but I'll just move them out, right? And then that way I'm not having to upload all this extra stuff. And if you want, you know, you could put these in a folder or something. Let's make a new folder and we'll call it old WP themes or something. Okay, all right, and so we'll just take these two, drop it in here, and I just have that there just in case I need it for some reason. Okay, and so now I've got my CE folder, which is, as you remember, is my WordPress installation, and it has my new TopCat theme in it. And what we're going to do now is go into cPanel, and we can upload it. I'm going to actually go over here to CE, and I'm going to compress CE so that I can easily upload it. Okay, so it's compressed right here. All right, and then over in my file manager, so make sure you log into your cPanel. So I'm going to click over here to File Manager. And you'll see that I already have, when you see that I go into my public folder, you see I have something already that's called TopCat. And I'll show you an example of what I did. It's a completed example, but I called it TopCat just to keep things simple. So now what I can do is I can go ahead and upload that new CE folder. So I'll just drag that right here, and it'll take a minute for it to upload. And this is another reason you'll see here, it takes a little while sometimes for WordPress stuff to upload. And so that's one of the reasons why getting rid of those extra themes, it just makes it a little bit faster if you know that you're not going to use them. The other advantage of getting rid of themes that you know you're not going to use is that WordPress will not constantly ask you to keep those themes up to date. All right, so anyway, I'm going to pause this while this uploads. Okay, so it is now 100% uploaded. I can click on go back to the home. All right, and so I've got my ce.zip file, and if I want to extract it, which I do, I'm going to click on extract up here, and we're going to extract it directly into public_HTML and hit close. Okay. And so here is my new CE folder. Now I'm going to just leave the original ce.zip, and I'm going to leave that there because in case, you know, I need to go back. If I delete it, you know, if I delete it, then I have to put it back up there again. So I'm just going to leave it there. Now, I'm on a Mac computer. One of the things you'll notice if you're on a Mac that happens whenever you zip something up and then you send it to a non-Mac OS is that you'll get this __ Mac OS X folder, and basically all it is it's a duplication. If you open this up, it's a duplication of what was there. So I'm actually going to get rid of that. I'm going to take this whole Mac OS X folder, and I'm going to delete it. If you don't have that because you're on Windows, then definitely don't worry about it. I'm going to skip and trash immediately. I don't need that folder, so go ahead and get rid of it. It's just going to junk your stuff up. All right, so now we've got the CE folder. If I go inside of it, all right, I should have everything I need. The one thing that I don't have yet is I don't have my WP config file set up, but we can do that in the walkthrough, but we'll have to set up a database first, as you remember. And then we've got our WP content. So if I go inside of that, that's where my themes and plugins are currently. If I go inside of themes, I've got my two themes, TopCat and 2017. It's going to be really important that you know where to navigate here, because this is primarily where you're going to go. I'm going to go inside of TopCat. This is primarily the place that you're going to be, uploading and downloading files to and from. Okay, because unlike some of the other things that you might have done, you're not going to be replacing entire WordPress sets. You're just going to be replacing and uploading certain files and stuff inside of this theme folder as you're developing the theme. All right, and so the next thing that I want to do is show you the equivalent on your computer, right? So if we are currently in, actually, let's just open this up so you can kind of see where we are on the side here. All right, so here's what we've got. This is the drill down I want you to pay attention to. All right, everything that is world visible on this server goes inside of your public_HTML folder. So that's where your main folder needs to go. If you're following along with me and you're naming everything the way that I'm naming it, then you've probably got something called CE. If not, you've got something named something different for your main WordPress folder installation. All right, so we have the main WordPress folder installation here. All right, so if I click on that, it shows you everything over here. And then to drill down, you would drill down into WP content, right? And it shows you your themes. Then drill down, you're going to open up your themes and select your themes folder. All right, and then inside of that, you've got your TopCat folder. All right, and then inside of your TopCat folder is where all of your theme information is going to be. All right, so this shows you the drill down. This is where your actual theme is located. All right, now if I wanted to look at how that's going to look on my computer as I'm working on it, I would come over here to my CE folder, and you might say, well, doesn't this have to be in the htdocs folder? Well, not really. And the reason is because you're not going to be doing any live testing on your own development server as I suggested. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to open this, okay, and you would go inside of the WP content, you go inside of themes, go inside of TopCat, and then these folders and files right here are going to be the same as the ones over here in the cPanel. And when you're ready to make changes and upload, then you can just take these and then you can upload them. Now, you don't have to do that through the cPanel. This is really important. In fact, I would recommend, I think that it's easier not to constantly upload your stuff into cPanel. I think it's easier to do it through FTP. Now, some of you are going to be really tempted to, take this file and click it right here and then go, you know what, I'm just going to edit it directly in the server. I'm going to recommend that you not do that, okay? And the reason is because everything you do here is live. You don't have a backup if there's a problem. And also you don't have the same kind of error checking that you will, like say in Dreamweaver or something. So I'm going to close this. You're going to be tempted to do that. I'm going to recommend that you not do it though, okay? What I recommend instead is, here I'm going to just minimize this for a moment. I'm going to recommend instead that you open up CyberDuck or FileZilla, one of those, and you connect using FTP so that you can get into your server and then upload your files individually or your folders individually. The other benefit to that is if you wanted to say, take this entire layouts folder and just replace the layouts folder that's on the server, you couldn't do that using cPanel without compressing this folder and then decompressing it and renaming stuff. You would have to do this through FTP, where you can just take an entire folder, drag it over, and overwrite something that's on the server. Okay, so that's going to be what I recommend that you do as you're making these changes to your files. So let's go back over here. All right, so that's where we are so far, and nothing is installed for real yet. All we've got are the files on the file system. The next video I'm going to go ahead and show you as a reminder how to set up your database for WordPress, and then how to get the installation started.